Hi, I'm Mark from L&M Small Engine. Today we're working on the Craftsman push mower with the Briggs and Stratton Platinum 196cc engine on it. It's a 7.25 gross torque horsepower, I guess. But they got it out of the shed this spring to go mowing and it won't start. You push primer bulb, it runs for a few seconds and dies. So we'll tear the carburetor apart, see if we can't get it going. So hope you enjoy the video. Okay, we're going to take the air filter cover off. That's a 5/16. It wasn't even sitting right. It wasn't even hooked in the bottom. It was just hooked in the top. And dirt got in there. As you can see that's not very good. And these three bolts here are all 5/16 for the air filter base. This one here has the automatic choke on it. So I'm gonna take this top cover off. And that looks like it takes a Phillips screw. And we're probably just gonna drain that gas out of there and blow out the tank and put some fresh gas in there. So when we unhook this here, we gotta be careful. There's a little tab back here where that spring goes on, hooks onto here. Using needles, you gotta be careful so don't lose that spring, and make sure it's hooked up on both sides when we put this back together again. And this here is a 1/4 inch. That bolts right on top of the carburetor. It has like a wind vane on it that goes under the shield here. And it kind of runs off the fans on the flywheel. So we'll set that right there. Now the 2 bolts for the carburetor are 3/8. We're going to pop this fuel line off. Gonna rock it back and forth. Grab a cup to catch that gas. And as you can already, I'll show you. You can already see there's water in there. And that dark in the corner, where that dirt is down there, that's just bubbles of water down there. Because the water is heavier than the gas. It always sits down in the base of the carburetor where the jet is, and it won't allow the gas to go inside the venturi of the carburetor to make it run. So that's why this thing don't run. So we're definitely gonna take the carburetor apart and get that cleaned up, drain the tank and blow that out. So when that's done draining, we'll go ahead and take the carburetor off. Okay, the gas is all drained. Go ahead and take this governor rod off. And I'm going to clean that off before we tear it apart so I don't get no dirt inside. Okay, I cleaned the outside off so we can go ahead and take it apart now. And before I do that, we're going to blow out this tank. I have the gas all drained out, but I want to make sure if there's any water hiding in the corner, we can get it out. I just use an air hose. Cover that up so gas don't spray in your face. It's nice and clean in there now. So that we don't have to worry about that when we put it back together again. Okay, we'll take that bottom bolt out of the bowl, and that's the jet too. There's your jet right there, and there's one hole here and one hole here. And you plug up one hole, you spray hole in the other. See, nothing's coming out, so that means the jet is clogged up. So I like using a little end off a flywheel brake cable and just undo the wires and just stick that in there and get whatever debris that's in there out of there. Then I'll repeat that process. Blowing through there should be a nice stream that comes out of that now. As you can see, that mist coming out of there. So it's unclogged, so I'll take the arrows and blow it dry. So that's all done. As you can see, there's a little dab of water there in the bottom. Not much. Just for that, that's all it takes, just that little bit of water and not make these run. There's a little hole right in there, and I'll blow through that with the carburetor cleaner. And you'll be able to see it through there. And it goes right through there. So all this was just a little drop of water in there. That's all it really takes. Just a little debris. A little debris in the jet, so let's just go ahead and put this back together again. I'm sure it's gonna run now. But some things can be just that simple. Just never know until you tear it apart. So now we go and put it back on the lawnmower. Okay, before we put the carburetor back on, I'm going to put this O-ring back on here. It goes on that intake tube. So we'll go ahead and put the governor linkage back on. We'll go and put our screws in. Tighten them up. Now, that fits in that little slot on the choke top. Make sure that freely moves back and forth and your choke shuts on and off. Let's reattach that spring. So like that. Okay, let's go and hook up that fuel line. Put the clamp back on. Okay, I'll put that air filter base back on. And this vent goes in that hole right there. I'm gonna take the arrows and blow that dust off of that. Don't want to put no more dust in the motor. And just double check, make sure everything's working. I'm gonna go ahead and put a new filter in here. These 3 tabs go in them 3 holes. It wasn't on there when we took it apart. Now we put this top cover back on. It's 2 Phillips screws. Put this cover back on. Okay, so all we have to do is put gas in it. Before I do that, I'm gonna check the oil. And it's right on full. It's a little dirty, but not too bad. And we'll have it up here. I'll probably just check the blade. The blade's dull. I sharpen it, but we'll put it on the ground and see if it starts right back up again. Okay, I just got done putting gas in it. And this is an automatic choke, so we don't have to push no primary buttons or nothing. Well, let's see what it does. There you go. It runs like new again. It just takes just a little bit of water to make one of these not run. So make sure your gas cans are clean. Don't leave them in the rain. And don't leave your gas caps off, in case it's going to rain or something. But anyways, thanks for watching. You have a good afternoon and see ya.